Hello, my name is Chenithung Humtsoe. I am the Congress party nominee to contest in the forthcoming State General Assembly election 2023. First of all, I would like to thank the party high command for reposing faith in me to allot party ticket. I'm very grateful to the state president and also to the mandal functionaries. I've been a social worker for the last almost 4 decades since my high school days. And why I have decided to contest this forthcoming election is that I am from 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency, and for the last 60 years, so many things have been done. But we have also realized that much is yet to be done. And you know why? 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency is one of the largest and one of the longest constituency in the state of Nagaland, having more than 83 villages, recognized villages, and several other unrecognized villages with 80 polling stations in the constituency. We have also shared 115 uh, kilometer distance with the state of Assam. Our counterpart, Assam government, have shared 3 constituency with our 40 assembly constituency. I think this is one of the most challenging constituency in the state of Nagaland. And if we see the topography of the 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency, this is located in the centralmost of the state of Nagaland and one of the most backward district in the so-called forward area of Wokha district. We have also shared a close proximity with the civilization of Assam, which means we are supposed to be, in advanced stage and better than in many of the area. But unfortunately, we still remain at the most backward area in the state of Nagaland. I have also listed out certain priorities if I were elected in consonance with the Congress party manifesto for the ensuing state election. One of my first priority, if I were elected, is that to upgrade the Bhandari administrative headquarters to that of full-fledged district administrative headquarters. Secondly, why we are backward is we are lacking in road connectivity. There is hardly any villages which we can fly throughout the year. And except from Sanis from Wokha to Merabani, there was no actually good road connecting any of the villages in the constituency during summer, which is very unfortunate. And in many villages, we cannot go to and visit our own villages without crossing the state of Assam. So which is also another very unfortunate thing. So my consideration and my priority will be village to village connectivity roads if I were elected. Another point is the ongoing foot road activities into that of a full-fledged expressway, which is already in the pipeline, and which I will ensure that this will become a reality if I were elected in the assembly. Another one of my my another priority is that to convert one of the most viable and one of the oldest trade road between Golaghat to Wokha. Wokha was chosen as the first state, first district capital during British regime in 1880s. So Wokha was first chosen as the capital of the Naga Hills district. So technically, this is the first British era trade route in the state of Nagaland. So I will ensure that Wokha to Golaghat road to be transformed to be upgraded into national highway, which will benefit the local people, not only the state of Nagaland, but even to our neighboring state of Assam. Another thing is the 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency is so rich in mineral and natural gases. But then unfortunately, the the oil field which was already started extracting crude oil in Jambang and Sori was abruptly closed down a few decades ago, which is a big loss to the local people as well as to the state of Nagaland. If we resume this oil extraction in the state and also in the constituency people will be immensely benefited. Not only that, the state will have generate enough revenue to attract other investors, even from the central government and even from the other CSR components. So this is one of my priority as well. And then we have also listed out to train and produce minimum 100 young boys and girls in different vocations each year, so that these people will be trained as an entrepreneur and they will have sufficient support from the government and also from the other related agencies, that they will become independent and they will become self-sustaining in life, so that it will improve the dignity of life. So this is also one of my priority. And at the same time, again, up-gradation of Yanmhon village, which is one of the oldest and the most deserving area to be upgraded into administrative headquarters. I will ensure that this is taken up at the earliest. Not only that, we will also upgrade the existing administrative headquarters like Ralan, Chambang, and IDBM Pakti into that of a higher level administrative headquarters. Another thing is that we will also try to improvise the condition of the rural schools, the health centers, water supply, electricity, because these are the basic needs of the people. Unless we have a good school system in the villages, electricity and water supply, and also the healthcare facilities, things will remain very unstable in the village area. So we will ensure that these facilities to be reached out to almost all the villages, deserving villages in the constituency. And one of the priority will be to reinstate Bhakti as an industrial zone, because Bhakti Valley have the potential of even once upon a time it was considered as the rice bowl of Nagaland. We'll ensure that Bhakti Valley is to be transformed into an industrial zone, which include resumption of meat production center and resumption of pineapple fabric industry. And at the same time, we will also create Jirang Valley and Chubi Valley development authority agencies, so that people in this area will have sufficient activities to upgrade their social and economic life, but which also require road connectivity. We will ensure that road connectivity will happen during the next 5 years if I were elected. And at the same time, as I've already said, that we have shared a long boundary with Assam. We have 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency have shared 115 kilometers with Assam state, and we will ensure that people living in the border area needs development, and we need to create a conducive environment so that where both the people living in Assam and Nagaland will live in harmony, and so that we will be able to develop the border areas. We'll ensure that enough security and then enough conducive environment to be created in these sensitive areas. So out of more than 35 points which I have already chalked down in a priority list, I think these are some of the basic which I would like to ensure that in the next 5 years we will have an inclusive development, we will have any participatory development in the constituency. And one of the thing is, very unfortunately, in 1985 during the Congress regime, the 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency was declared as economically and developmentally backward area. When Congress government fails in 2023, after that, there was no significant improvement, and nobody knows how these backward development funds are being utilized, which is very unfortunate. So if I were elected, I will ensure that this backward area debt to be removed. On the other hand, by exploring all the possible ways and means, and we will ensure that the people create will get enough attention so that everybody will be benefited because of this um, notification, and we'll ensure that people will get justice. So these are some of the basic priorities which I have listed out if I were elected. And at the same time, I would also like to thank the party high command once again for giving me this opportunity to serve the party for the greater interest and for the greater welfare of the people of 40 Bhandari Assembly constituency. Thank you so much.